Welcome back to Half Sword Championship. Let's dive right in and have a look at the top 5 pound for pound rankings. We've only got a couple of changes today. The Plancon Triplets moving up to 4th, and the Halberdiers dropping down to 5th, but the Dark Knights stay on top. And the first fight we've got for you here today is a rematch between the Veterans and the Axemen, with a slight twist. This time, both the Veterans and the Axemen have been on the Baron's juice. We'll see what change that makes to the fighters. And the Axemen, they do think the Veterans should retire. They beat them easily in their last fight, but they're excited to do it again, this time with the Baron's juice. And the Veterans, they're using the juice to get their athleticism back. They think it's going to make them physically fitter, maybe getting them back to their primes in their youth. Let's go, both sides come out charging. Oh, and one of the Veterans down straight away. A great swing by one of the Axemen just down from the top, takes him out. And now that's really not good for the Veterans. Are they going to see another loss? Are they going to go to 0-5 in the Half Sword Championship? At that point it might just be over for them and their careers. Looks like one of the Axemen took a big hit to the face there. One picked up a weapon and then dropped it again. Picked up a shield and dropped it. He's not really sure what he wants. One of the Veterans in the back there is just staring off at the fence. He's taken a big hit to the head. Not sure what's wrong with him. We're going to need some medical attention on him. But the other Veteran holding firm. Oh, and that Veteran's down as well. What is going on with that Axeman? What is... What is he doing? He just jumped and did a spin on the floor. He's twirling around. Something seems to be wrong with him. His head is not looking like it's round the right way. What is going on? What is happening? Looks like there's only one Axeman left. I don't even know what's happened in this fight. This has been the weirdest fight I think we've ever seen in the Half Sword Championship. There's one Veteran left, and can he finish him off? The Axeman's going for the guy on the floor, lifting him up. Now we might be seeing some side effects of the Baron's juice here. It's having some really strange effects on the Axemen in this fight, and I think it's over. He's just given up. That was incredibly strange, a weird fight, but the Veterans have won their first win in the Half Sword Championship, and it's come by some pretty unusual measures. Now into the second fight, we've got the Berserker versus the Pokey Blinders. The Berserker's been struggling so far, but today, he's also had a sip of the juice. But on the other side, so have the Pokey Blinders. Now these guys are completely unarmored. They're using a bit of a weaker form of the Baron juice, but they're still a lot bigger than they were before. In their last fight they took a very devastating loss, so we'll have to see what happens this time. The Berserker has really struggled in his first couple of fights. But with his added size and strength now, we're hoping that he'll be able to use that massive sword of his to greater effect. Let's see how it goes. Now one slash from that and it's just gonna, exactly like that, the Pokey Blinders just drop as soon as it touches them, that massive weapon. He's chopping them down. Can any of them get close enough to stab? It doesn't look like it. 4 of them are down already. I think that's 5 down, there's only 1 left. And it's just not gonna be enough. Well, that was a completely one-sided fight. Maybe the Pokey Blinders should have had more of the Baron juice or something. They had no chance there. Berserker picks up his first win. And next up, we have the Baron, who's 6-3 versus the Plancon Triplets, currently at 3-4 on their record. And the Plancon Triplets, they've been doing really well recently. They've been putting together some big wins. And they're hoping that by beating the Baron, they'll get a title shot guaranteed. The Baron, on the other hand, he's been struggling recently. His loss to the Men-at-Arms has really affected him. He's not sure how he can get a road back to the title, but it can start today by beating the Plancon Triplets. Let's see what happens. Pulls out his greatsword, comes in close. Looks like they're locked in a bit of an exchange here. They break apart. The Baron taking a couple of hits, but just walking them off. Now we've seen that there are ways to get through the Baron's armor. And with the amount of spikes on the Plancons, they have a good chance of getting through if they land enough hits. I'm just not sure that they have the skill and expertise to do so. They're on all sides here. This is a great position from the Plancon Triplets. This is what they want. A big hit to the head there. The Baron stumbled a little bit. The Baron's been getting a couple slashes through, but nothing big enough to put one down. Trying to find a way past the Plancons. The thing with the Plancons, they can also be used as great defensive tools. It gives him a very good reach. Another big hit to the head of the Baron there. He stumbled a little bit. A good slash on one of the Plancon Triplets though. They've backed him into the fence here, trying to look for the way through. Couple hits to the back. He gets one right up against the fence. This could be it for that one. He manages to circle out. A great maneuver by the Plancon Triplets, and it's now the Baron who's up against the fence in the corner. They're just laying down these strikes in succession. Big hits to the head. He's wobbled a bit there. He almost dropped there, the Baron. That was a big hit from the Plancon Triplets. That's what they've got to do, just layer those attacks, hit him on the head a few times, he can go down. You can see some damage to the Baron's armor here. He's going to have to get that repaired after the fight. And one of the Plancon Triplets down. Baron moves in to finish him off. He's still holding for now, it looks like. And a great hit on the foot of that Plancon Triplet. But he's still in it as well. The heart of the Plancon Triplets here. They are moving forward. No matter what damage they take, they are set on their goal. Oh, but that one has to be down. Another big hit to the leg and the Baron tries to push him over. He manages somehow to keep his balance. You can see he's completely off to one side leaning, but he's still swinging for the Baron. And another one, and that's him out for sure. He's not getting up from that. A great hit down onto the shoulder of the Plancon Triplet, and he's done. We're going to have two Plancon Triplets versus the Baron. They're circling, slowly advancing on him, trying to get in, but at this range the Baron just keeps finding good points to slash. It looks like another one might be down here. Is he done? He's holding onto the Plancon, but I don't think he can get back up. He's done. It's now a 1v1. And that Plancon Triplet, a big hit to the head, and the Baron forces forward, pushing him over. And that's going to be it. The Baron has won. He's put down all three Plancon Triplets. A great performance from him despite taking some damage. Into the next fight, we have the Axe Murderer returning versus the Halberdiers. And the Halberdiers, they think that with their range they can easily win this. If they keep the Axe Murderer back, they can just put him down. They said they are not afraid of his reputation. But the Axe Murderer, he believes he's set on a path to the title. And that by winning this, it will put him that much closer. It'll get him on the top 5 rankings, and he can get a chance at the belt soon. The Axe Murderer rushes forward in his style. Tries to get close. It looks like there's a notable size advantage for the Halberdiers here. That's strange. I didn't realize that the Axe Murderer was so short. It must be what he's compensating for with his reputation of being so ruthless. The Halberdiers doing as they said they would, keeping him at range, just trying to swing around and at him, poking towards him, backing him into this corner. But the Axe Murderer just has to blitz through. He has to charge right past the halberds and get in close. Seems he's struggling to find that opportunity at the moment. But he does have a distinct weakness in the range department here, with him being so short as well as his axe not being very long. He's running around trying to get through, but the Halberdiers are doing really well here to circle around him when he does so. Keep him at range. He's got in close here, but doesn't manage to get anything off. He's taken some damage here. It's not looking good for him if he can't get past the defense of the Halberdiers. If he can't get in close enough, he's just going to get worn down, and eventually the Halberdiers will land that critical strike. He's trying desperately, swinging, but he's not sure where to look. He's not sure where to go. Backed up against the fence here, this is not good for him. He needs to circle out, get to range, and then reset, and go back to his plan of charging in. He's managed to get one of them up against the fence here. This could be good. Oh, he's taking a big hit to the head there, though. Oh, he was really wobbled for a second. He's taking a minute to get back to his senses. Taking a couple of big hits to the head here. He doesn't look like he's all there still. turning around the place just swinging, but he's not swinging close enough to them. The only thing he's catching is the halberds themselves. He does look very disoriented here, just swinging at the air. Oh, another big hit to the head. He's taken too many of those now. The Halberdiers haven't found a weak spot in the armor, but they have found that hitting him on the head does a very good job. And you can see the dents on the side of his helmet there. His helmet has taken a lot of damage. And if the helmet has taken that much damage, then the head inside it can't be doing well. Just relentless strikes from the Halberdiers here. Another big one to the head. He's spinning around. He doesn't even know where the strike came from. How many more of those can he take? Another massive strike to the head. He's not responding to the strikes now. Another one, and he is down. That was massive. One massive strike to the head. He stops in place. He's looking around. He doesn't know where he is. And then the second big strike to the head puts him down. He won't be getting up for a minute. That's a tough defeat for the Axe Murderer, but the Halberdiers, they executed their game plan perfectly. It was a very well played fight from them. Into the next one we go. The main event, what you've all been waiting for, the Dark Knights versus the Men-at-Arms. And the Men-at-Arms are getting a rematch very quickly on this one. They feel confident after beating the Baron, and they've lost to the Dark Knights twice already. But they just think they're better. They are incredibly arrogant and honestly very hard to stand. But the Dark Knights, they're confident they'll win the Trilogy. They've done it twice before. They've been becoming a lot more honourable in recent fights, often to their own detriment. Let's see what they do here today. The Dark Knights rush out. One of the Men-at-Arms just standing in the corner there. I'm not sure what's going on with him. They're locked in the 1v1s, but this Man-at-Arms in the corner, we might have to go in and make sure he's okay, or if we should stop the fight. Both sides going back and forth. I think we might have to do a pause to the fighting here, just to go into the ring and see what's going on with him, because we can't continue with a 2v2 when the Men-at-Arms should have 3 members fighting. Called a stop to the fighting. We're going to check it out. Are you okay? Are you willing to move forward in this fight? Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. Are you all good? I guess we just carry on with the fight. Resume. And here he comes, charging in. I'm really not sure what that was all about. He seemed absolutely fine when I spoke to him. I'm not sure if that was some weird tactic by the Men-at-Arms or what, but the Dark Knights... And one's down! The Dark Knight goes down! He takes a massive hit to the leg there, and he just drops. The Man-at-Arms just drives the polearm into his knee and puts him down. That's unbelievable already. Right after we resume the fight, one of the Dark Knights is down, and the Man-at-Arms seems to try and strike him again once he was down. It is awful behaviour from them. Now we have 1 Dark Knight versus 3 Men-at-Arms. And this is terrible odds for the Dark Knight. He's really going to have to do something unbelievable if he wants a chance to win this. We're going to need an incredible showing from him. You can see already the Men-at-Arms are just striking away, and they seem to be trampling over the body of the Dark Knight that's on the floor here. Again, I can't say that it's intentional, but he might have just poked him. This is unbelievable. The conduct from the Men-at-Arms here has been awful. The Dark Knight really trying to stay in this. Really trying to keep fighting, keep moving forward. He's being backed towards the corner here. You can see the 3 of them closing in on him. He's going to have to start making some big moves very soon if he wants a chance. You can see one of the Men-at-Arms turning again towards the down Dark Knight. Potentially just saying some vulgar things to him there. He is pressed into this corner. This is not a good position. This is really not where you want to be. He tries circling out and he manages to do so. He takes a big strike to the head there. The Dark Knight taking some hits. He's trying to do what he can, but it's just difficult. With 3 of them, it's hard to get in on one, but he manages to do it. He brings the axe down into the shoulder of the man-at-arms there. It was obscured by one of the other men-at-arms, but that is 1 down. It's now a 2v1, and the Dark Knight's odds has just increased tremendously. He only has to do that 2 more times and he's won. One of the men-at-arms backed into the corner here. This could be a great opportunity for the Dark Knight. If he just presses forward. Looks like he did a little jump there. The Dark Knight has lost his shield, but the man-at-arms has lost his polearm. My bad, he hasn't lost his shield, it was just obscured. Oh no! He's taken a big hit and I think he is down. And that's it, the men-at-arms. Despite what you may think of their conduct here today, they have won. They put down the Dark Knight. Well played from them, your new champions, the men-at-arms. Make sure to leave a comment of who you want to see fight for the championship belt next. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.